Hey guys, Dan Meyer here, and in this video I'm going to show you the two bass baits that are working the best for me right now. And these are the baits that I would use if I was going out bass fishing. I should say when I'm going bass fishing right now. So the first bait that is working extremely well is a beaver tail, or these sweet beavers. They look like this. These baits are doing extremely well right now, and for both largemouth and smallmouth bass. And this is how I've been fishing them. I've been Texas rigging them, but sometimes I'll use the weight and sometimes I'm not using the weight. So what I'm doing is I'm hooking them with these hooks here with a screw on them. That's going to save you a ton of baits. These are going to stay on way better, and you're going to catch way more fish per beaver tail by getting the hooks with that screw on it. So sometimes I'll Texas rig it with a weight. Sometimes I will just use this hook with no weight, and it's going to depend what I'm fishing. If I'm fishing shallow water, I'm probably not going to use a weight because I want that bait to just fall very slow. So if I'm fishing reeds, lily pads, piers, a lot of times I won't put a weight on it. If I'm fishing a little bit deeper water, then I'll put the weight on it so it gets down there. Or sometimes if I'm fishing really thick weeds, I'll put that weight on it so I can just rip it through those weeds. So the sweet beaver, I call them the beaver tails, are working really well right now. They're definitely one of my top baits. The other bait is a wacky worm, and I like to use the Yum brand wacky worms, or worms. This is the Yum Dinger. The reason I like the Yum worms is simply because they're a lot cheaper than some of the other brands out there, and they work just as good. So, you know, if you really get on a good bite, you can go through wacky worms pretty quick. So I like to use the Yum brand. This is green pumpkin. That's been my top color. And I like the Yum. Now how I'm working it is just got a hook, and then what I like to use is, you see the little the ring. So you put the ring around the center of the worm, and then you put the hook through the ring. And this is going to help you help the worm stay on. If you put the hook right through the center of the worm, the worm's going to come off after a couple fish. Whereas if you use the ring, a lot of times you can catch quite a few fish per ring. So that's kind of how I tie a wacky worm. If you're not sure how to tie a wacky worm, you just take the worm, you put the ring near the center, and then you hook the hook right through the ring, not through the bait. Now if you don't have a ring, you can just put the hook right through the center of the worm, but you won't catch as many fish per worm. You'll go through your worms pretty quick. A couple nights ago, I went through a whole pack. So if the bite is on, the rings help. Now sometimes the fish they'll just grab that worm and you'll rip it right off the ring, but the rings help. So these two baits are the baits that I would go to right now for fishing. They're really hot, they're working really well, they're catching a lot of bass. So I hope this video helped you. If it did, do me a favor, hit the thumbs up or the like button. Also, if this is your first time here, I'd love to have you subscribe to my YouTube channel. I do videos just like this to help you catch more and bigger fish. So like, subscribe, and I'll see you next time.